Hi, this is Ken Renner, real estate broker, and I'm sitting here today with Kenton Brown of Sente Mortgage, and we've both been in the business for over 25 years, and what we're going to be talking about today is a little bit about the mortgage market and first-time home buying and rent versus owning. And I'd like to also let you know that we want to invite you to our first-time home buying seminar that will be coming up on Thursday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. This will be part of an ongoing series of seminars that we'll be putting on in conjunction with Sente Mortgage. And once again, my name is Ken Renner, real estate broker and national speaker. My website is buyaustin.com. That's buyaustin.com. And we're sitting here today to ask a few questions of Kenton Brown, Vice President of Sente Mortgage. How you doing, Kenton?
Great. Thanks, Ken.
So Kenton, I know I have a couple questions here that I'd like to ask you, and also I know we're going to be covering these in detail at the Renaissance Hotel seminar that we're having on April 16th and during our series that we're going to be continuing on. But the national media would have you think that it would be really difficult for people to get mortgages right now. We've heard from Donald Trump and Katie Couric that you can't get a mortgage right now, and that's simply not true, as you know. Is it really difficult to get a mortgage?
Well, Ken, that's an excellent question because we hear that a lot from our customers that speak to us about how difficult it is to get a mortgage or what their perception is. The reality is it is not that difficult to get a mortgage. Now, understand that we have to be much more prudent in lending these days, and it's not that long ago that we acted in a prudent way. That means that someone needs to have a job and have verifiable income. They need to pay their bills in a timely manner. Not perfect credit, but to pay their bills in a timely manner. And then lastly, they need to have a minimum down payment typically. And it's a small amount. A lot of people think it's 20%, but it's not necessarily 20%. It's a lot less than that. There's some programs that we'll go into much greater detail in our seminar here, but where people can put zero down or as little as 3.5% total into a transaction.
That's really interesting. What opportunities exist right now for first-time home buyers in the mortgage market?
Ken, actually, this is a perfect opportunity for first-time homebuyers right now. There's three major factors that we would look at for that. And number one is that rates are at historic lows right now. We haven't seen rates like this ever in this country. The second thing to look at is there's an $8,000 first-time homebuyer tax credit that's available. Now, this is a true tax credit. It's not a write-off. It's actually a refund to the consumer that comes on in the form of their tax return. The third thing that I look at is we're in a buyer's market right now. And that means there's some great bargains out there for people buying real estate.
Okay, well, so how long do these opportunities last? How long do they typically last, these windows of opportunity?
Well, Ken, the thing to bear in mind is these historic low rates aren't likely to stay there very long. The reality is when rates come down this low, they typically go back up pretty sharply, pretty fast. The second thing to consider here is this tax credit, this gift from the government, so to speak, and we'll go into much more detail on this in our seminar, but is expiring at the end of November this year. So you have to actually purchase the home prior to the end of November of 2009. The third thing to look at is buyers markets turn into sellers markets pretty quickly. Now, when the demand for real estate goes up, simple economics, fundamentals tell us that the price of homes are going to go up, and that will happen. It's absolutely impossible to catch the very bottom of the market. People always try to do that, but nobody can ever do that.
Ken, you know, in Austin we have one of the strongest rental markets in the nation, and that's partly because of all the people moving to town coming from other parts of the country. We know that we don't have a national real estate market. In other words, the people that are moving out of the coasts that are coming here to take jobs in Austin are moving into rentals, and that seems to be driving up our rental occupancy. And last I checked, we were at 97% on occupancy for rentals in both housing and in the apartments. That tends to lead that the rates for rentals are going to be going up. Can you speak a little bit about the difference between a rental payment and a home payment financially for our first-time home buyers?
Ken, I've been thinking about that and I was curious about that, so I ran some scenarios here. And one thing that you would look at is a mortgage payment of about $1,250 is a little bit over $900 a month after the tax benefits. A lot of first-time home buyers don't really realize that. As a comparison, on a $200,000 house, after tax benefits, that's equivalent to about a $1,275 to $1,300 a month payment. understand that someone buying a home in their early 20s, and we can show people how to do this, but there's a way to accelerate the payment to have the mortgage completely paid off. Someone could, by the time they're 40, conceivably, without paying a whole lot extra, pay their mortgage off and have their single largest expenditure that they have in their life actually paid off by that time. And it's an excellent strategy for their long-term financial health. On April 16th at the Renaissance, we're going to speak in pretty specific detail about these things, and understand that even if you already own a home, there may be somebody that you care about. It could be your child, it could be any of those people that you know in the marketplace that this could benefit them. So I would encourage anybody that's looking for some information from some true professionals. I've been in the business, and I'm in my 26th year, and you've been in the business over 25 years. Well, this isn't a sales seminar. We come to actually show and educate people some really concrete facts about some things that they can do and the actions that they can take to own a home.
All right, thank you, Kenton Brown. I appreciate that. That's a lot of great insight about rent versus owning, as well as the insight towards what's going on with the mortgage market. And I appreciate that. Now, remember, we are having a first-time home buying seminar Thursday, April 16th at 6:30 p.m. at the Renaissance Hotel. You can register for that at buyaustin.com. That's buyaustin.com. Kenton Brown will be speaking, as well as myself, in regards to the great opportunities in the Austin market. And once again, this is a series of seminars that we're doing. So keep in touch. If we're not able to make the April 16th one, we have other ones going out throughout the year. All right, thank you very much, Kenton, for your time, and have a great day.
Thank you, Ken.